Hey folks, welcome to another day, another unboxing. I've got the RedMagic 8 Pro here and I'm super excited because this phone is super hot. Like, look, I'm not a gaming phone person. I appreciate gaming phones. They want you to win more games with this phone. Look at that, win more games. They're serious, but I'm not into this for the games or for the gaming. I'm into this because this is one of the coolest looking phones ever. This has finally achieved the holy grail of completely bezel-less. So let me show you. This is crazy. Okay, here's the box. There's some stuff in the back. Looks pretty RedMagic-y. Let's open it up, okay? Da, 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 da. All right. Whoa, look at that. How cool is that? So we have a divider. Let's look inside the divider and we get, a case and very minimal paperwork. I think this is a press unit, so they don't have a lot of paperwork. Just the warranty card, and we have a case here, which is interesting because it's not a TPU case. It's kind of like one of those semi-rigid translucent cases, and it just kind of grips the phone in all four corners, as you can see. So interesting. Now here is the phone. Check this out, guys. Woo! All right. And then we've got RedMagic, another little divider here. And it says, just a bunch of barcodes for different social media stuff. Okay. Charger. This is probably a 65 watt charger because that's what this phone supports in North America. In other parts of the world, this supports 80 watt charging, but I think it's just China. So USB Type-C. There is a cable as well here for C to C, C to C, nothing too crazy. All right, the box is cool though. Check this out. Yeah, look at that. All right, love it. Okay, so now the phone. So I'm gonna slide this out and then I'm gonna remove the iMessage sticker from the back. And then I'm gonna show you how crazy cool this phone is when I fire it up. So this is the phone. Now, first of all, look at how unabashedly rectangular this phone is. It's just like all corners, just like not messing about. And if I fire it up, you'll see what happens. This is where it gets super insane. So while it's booting, let me tell you about specs. This is a gaming phone. You're not messing about here, right? So the display is 6.8 inches, bezel-less. It's pretty much like, I don't know, like 2 millimeters all the way around. See, look at that. Look at that, guys. Look at this. This has equal bezels all the way. It's like a screen in your hand. Unbelievable. I love this thing. It's nuts. Let me agree to this thing and continue. Look at this. Look at it. I can't get over this. It's insane. Anyway. So 6.8 inch screen, it's weird resolution, 1116 by 2480. So a little more than 1080p, and it is a 120 hertz screen, 1300 nits brightness, insanely bright. And you're gonna say, where's the front camera? Well, you can't see it very well. And this is the thing. This is the first under display camera that's really well hidden. It's there. You can't see it though. It's 16 megapixel f/2.0. The f/2.0 is important because you need to let a lot of light in. So having a large aperture, a really small f-stop number is a good thing. With 1.12 micron pixels too, which is nice. So this, under display cameras underperform because the display is in the way, and this expect at least the sensor and the optics to compensate for some of the light loss, which is cool. Under the hood, you have a Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, of course, right? Not messing about. Now the options for storage and RAM are 8 gigabytes of RAM or 12 gigabytes of RAM or 16 gigabytes of RAM. And then you've got 128, 256 or 512 gigs of storage, obviously. No micro SD here. Pretty standard stuff, basically. In the back here, it looks just as bonkers. You've got kind of this transparent design. Of course, it doesn't really show you real components, but you got the camera pod here, and then you can see the fan inlet here and the fan exhaust here. And of course, you got the fan right here. This crazy thing apparently spins to 20,000 RPM. It's RGB backlit, which is super cool. Yeah, so as you can see, there's like Snapdragon. It's not really the chip, it's just kind of like a graphic, but it looks super dope. Look at it. Look at this thing, nuts. All right, there's also an in-display fingerprint sensor somewhere in there. I mean, this is crazy. So let me walk you through the edges before I talk about cameras. So as all RedMagic gaming phones, you've got a trigger button here, and then we've got the fan exhaust, and we got the power lock key, we got a microphone, we got the game on and off slider. This turns on game mode, gives you quickly into your games. The other trigger button, again, this is capacitive. On the bottom, you got one of the two speakers, USB Type-C, primary microphone, SIM slot, and then on the left-hand side, you got the volume rocker. This is a metal frame. You can see the antenna band. So here's the fan's intake, and then you've got the second speaker on top, headphone jack, and, you know, secondary mic. And again, this has everything but the kitchen sink. So this is really great to me. Now, the battery is 6,000 milliamp hours. Yes, 6,000. As I said, it charges 65 watt in international model and 80 watt for China. And so we're getting 65 watt and no wireless charging. That's always been the case with the RedMagic phones. And of course, you're also not going to get water resistance because there's like an air inlet, an air exhaust, and a fan in the middle. So yeah, you know, keep that phone away from water and splashes. But look at this. This thing is just bonkers. I love the industrial design on this phone. Wow. So yeah, let me walk you through the cameras before we wrap up. So there's 3 in the back here, and they're pretty much what you'd expect. There's a 50 megapixel f/1.9 main sensor. It's got 1 micron pixels and phase detect autofocus. It doesn't have OIS. Typical RedMagic. It's a bit of a bummer they didn't put OIS, honestly. 8 megapixel f/2.2 ultra wide with 1.12 micron pixels. And then there's a sticker cam, essentially a camera that's useless and might as well be a sticker. It's a 2 megapixel macro, f/2.4. And I'm sure you're not surprised by this because this is what a lot of Chinese phones are doing, this useless macro. So, you know, again, you're not going to buy this phone for cameras and imaging, even though it does pretty okay, especially if you use like the Google camera app or something on there. But look at this industrial design. Isn't this the coolest thing ever? Look at this screen. An in-display camera that you can't actually see. This is awesome. So I think they've done a good job here. This is one of my most exciting phones in terms of design. And I just want to show you everything that there is to know about this phone, at least in a quick unboxing. So stay tuned, folks. I'll have more content soon. Like, subscribe, tell your friends, click the little notification bell below. You know how to use YouTube, and comment below. Tell me, would you buy this phone? Now, I'll put the pricing here in US dollars once I find out. So yeah, tell me in the comments, is this your phone? And then remember, this is a compliment to my podcast, mobiletechpodcast.com. We're on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Pocket Casts, Spotify, anywhere good podcasts can be found. And if you want to help me out even more, there's a Patreon. You should join the Patreon, patreon.com/Tankerl. That's patreon.com/TNKGRL. There is a video version of the podcast you can get a day ahead of time, and it's less edited. You can see us talking about the phones. And then, you know, there is a bunch of other perks there to check them out. So if you can support me and help me out, that'd be great. And that's it, folks. I'll see you in another video soon. Until then, cheers, everybody.